This lingering pandemic has altered our travel and ability to meet regularly for our family reunions. Not to worry, the Hazel cousins will tell you how to make a virtual reunion the absolute next best thing. Dialogue with Dozie.
The way he keeps the beat.
Garner, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
All right. Hey, Dialogue with Dozie. We've done a few live shows. Thankfully, our cousin Janice substituted for us last week. I'm gonna do my part, but I got my right hand man KB. If I don't make it, we're gonna get through this show tonight. This is a contingency show. Thankfully, our cousins have signed on to make this happen, and we have a surprise mystery guest. But before we get into tonight's show, we must remember Daytona Beach officer Jason Rayner, who recently perished from his injuries sustained on the job. Cowardly gunned down back in June, and he came a few weeks ago in the watch. Service was held on last Monday in Daytona. Also, Rayner is a former Port Orange officer who served the Blue Line from 2016 to 2019 when he signed on to one of Central Florida's best agencies, that being the Daytona Beach Police Department. And also Rayner is survived by his mother's siblings and family. Our hearts, our love goes out not only to their family, but the Daytona Beach Police Department and the whole Central Florida and nationwide community. As also Rayner perished from his injuries sustained on the job. 6 South Florida police officers, including one trooper, departed on the last 2 weeks to victims of the COVID Delta strain pandemic rather. And so for you officers and your families and your agencies and your cities, hey, our love goes out to you wholeheartedly. Thank you for your sacrifice. God honors your sacrifice. You'll never be forgotten. God bless.
Man, you know something, we always start off our classes by telling officers how much we appreciate their sacrifice. They're putting on their vest to go out there to protect people, jump in front of bullets for people that don't care nothing about them, you know. But yet they still make that sacrifice. So my hat goes off to Officer Rayner and his family, man, his family, friends, and the Daytona Beach Police Department.
Thank you, man. It's 1981 when, and I think you had a chance to meet Sam Metridge during one of the police Olympics. He pitched in and played basketball with us. He was a softball player and a weightlifter, and he was almost shot in a similar fashion, gunned down by a coward who appeared from nowhere and shot him. That was my coming of age as a young man. I think I was 22 or something. And as a police officer, I realized it wasn't all about when you get out, talk about the fun you had chasing or running or whatever you did during that course of that shift. It became reality to me at that point. And it's a tough pill to swallow. I know that happened more often, frequently in Jacksonville, size of the department and everything. But that was our first time we had lost an officer in the line of duty in 31 years when Sam was shot. And I don't think there's been a shooting death since then in Daytona. There's been several in the watches due to car accidents. But anyway, hey, we're here tonight, man. Hey, how's y'all weather up there in view of this storm?
It's hot, man. It's terribly hot, and the AC went out in my car last week. So I've been just staying in the house, man, trying to stay cool in this house. I can't take it to get it worked on until Thursday. So hey, Fern, how you doing? Glad to see you joining us. But yeah, it's hot up here, bro. It's hot and it's raining. It rains and then it's back hot again, and it rains and it's back hot again. So
I want to say it's hot here. I'm not. I'm sure it is. Because I've been outside in the grip. So, listen. Tonight is a contingency show. A hero that Kim and I met in 2008 in New Orleans. We went there for the police Olympics. for the NBA All-Star game, which was 3 years after Katrina hit, we met a young man, and we're going to talk more about him, who stayed in and made it happen, even though he was living in a apocalyptic war zone-like place. We just honored him, and he was set to come on. We were going to do a 16th year remembrance of Hurricane Katrina, but as we spoke last on Saturday, he was evacuating to Texas, avoiding. You saw the hit that New Orleans took yesterday. 16 years to the day that Katrina hit. Man, we'll talk about that later. But tonight we're blessed. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Our cousins have come on to help to make tonight work, and we have a surprise guest nearing the end. Fern, we love you, girl. Keep enjoying that vacation. Tonight we're going to talk about how you enjoy a reunion in spite of the travel restrictions or your self-imposed travel restrictions during this second wave of this crazy virus that's going on. And we're going to talk about how to make a virtual reunion a great reunion. And tonight we got our cousin on. We have two cousins. One is on now, and her name is Mia Parker. She's a school social worker in Winston-Salem, South Carolina. Mia, how are you?
Cousin Mia. Come on, Cousin Mia. Come on through.
Miss Mia, how are you?
Hey there. How y'all doing?
What's up, Cousin Mia?
I'm doing well. I hope you all are. Yes, this is your cousin all the way in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, for you all that don't know it, our mom and dad had three boys. Kim has a moniker. Mama told me not to say that, so I'm not going to use the three boys from right east. But I was close. I was like sisters, I was like, my sisters were my cousins who lived down the street, and these two, Kim and Mia, were like brothers and sisters. I kind of admired their relationship from a distance. Then when I came closer to home and was able to be around the two of them more, I said, wow, what a great relationship. Y'all want to talk about the relationship for a second as we ease into our topic? Guys?
Yeah, Cousin Mia and I've been down since we were very, very young, and we used to go up there. You know, we used to always go to North Carolina almost every summer, and they come down here. Her and Tanya would come down here, so you know, it's just been a great relationship, man. You know, my cousin Mia that's my girl, that's my sister I never had. You know, so
yeah, that's it. We never had a sister, Mia. I think she may be frozen. She's experiencing some this. You back, Mia?
I'm in.
Uh-oh.
she froze up again, I think.
Yeah,
Can you
this
hear
weather. Yes, we got you for this second.
Hello?
Mia?
Mia, she's in and out. She's freezing.
So there's a delay on my end, and a little staticky, but if you can hear me. Oh, okay. Dang it.
Do you have the capacity to sign? Do you have the capacity to
just
sign onto
wanted
your
to,
laptop and come in from there?
Kim and Anthony are literally more.
Mia? Okay, we'll work through that difficult.
Yes.
Mia, do you have the capacity to sign on through your laptop? Because you're intermittent like every other sentence.
Yes, let me try that.
Okay, and we'll be good until the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends of our show. Okay, I'm gonna need a second. We have our surprise guest is gonna sign on, and we have our cousin out in we have a cousin from California who's in rush hour traffic trying to rush to a place that she could sign on. So here's what we're doing. Tonight we're going to talk about a substitute reunion. Our cousins had banded together, and we're all over the country: Michigan, California, Georgia, North Carolina, with several places here in Florida, and we had a reunion scheduled for Orlando. There were several things going on. One section of our family had, and you see I'm doing production work even as we're talking. Our Aunt Mary and Uncle Harold was in the throes of fighting a serious illness, and in fact, he left us the Tuesday. Well, we had his remembrance, his celebration service, the Tuesday of our before the Saturday we were to meet. So we turned the reunion to a virtual reunion. We made it a virtual reunion, and I think we kind of learned a few things, and along the way we said, listen, this pattern that we set, we need to share this with others, not knowing that this pandemic would stretch out again this year. And I think, Kim, we had a pretty, I think it was better than just a substitute reunion. Wouldn't you say so?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was good because we had our cousins from all over the country: California, North Carolina, Detroit. Cousins reached out from all over the country. I don't know if Janice was in DC or whatever, but we had cousins that was, we never talked to that probably wouldn't have made it to an in-person reunion anyway. But because we did it virtually, we were all able to see each other and talk to each other and just enjoy each other. Mama was able to come on live and talk. It was her birthday, and she was able to come on live and talk, and it was just good, man. Just everybody getting together. So it was a great time.
Yeah, that's a great point that you made about a normal reunion. You would not get everybody, traveling into a venue anyway, and so it being virtual made it where everybody could, in fact, be here, be there where we were. You and I were next door to each other in Orlando, where the reunion had been originally scheduled, and of course we just kept the venue, and we just kept it alive. So let's talk about that for a second. The plan was, if it had been in person, and we pulled a plug on it being in person probably in mid-June when we saw our beloved, our last uncle, dealing with what turned out to be a end of life illness, and so in deference to our North Carolina cousins, we pulled the in-person reunion. Of course, the pandemic was striking real big at that point, so we pulled the in-person reunion and we turned it virtual. But we determined that we were still going to hang out, because whether or not you all know it, folks, KV is like, we kind of joy at the hip. We tight brothers. Okay, we were real tight. That's my golf buddy, and so and his sister, his wife Donna and Wendy are like real close. So any chance we can get together, we do it. We're hoping, it's looking a little dim, but we're hoping we can hang out this next holiday. So hey Janice, if you'd like to sign on, I'll send you the link. We're having issues all over the country because of the weather, but I'll send you the link if you'd like to join on with us. So what we had planned, we had the in-person reunion, was we had bands we're going to have bands there in South Florida, in Orlando, for those coming in from California, North Carolina, and Georgia. And we actually, that Thursday night was when we invited people to come in and have a light reception. And Friday was going to be on your own, do the attractions in Orlando, the vast attractions that were available there. And then on Saturday, we were going to take a vote and decide if we wanted to go to Key West, from down there, or if we wanted to do Miami South Beach and the Hard Rock Casino down in Hollywood. But as it worked out, of course, we couldn't do it that way. But Janice did the next best thing. So Mia, we got you.
Cause Mia.
Mia, you with us?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. Okay, so I think we're good. All right.
Oh, good.
So, all right. So, Janice, we're just telling Mia, we're just telling us what the reunion was planned until we made the June decision to turn it into a virtual reunion. And listen, all of you all who are watching, who want to plan reunions, this is free tonight, but this won't be free down the line. We're going to market what we did and get it out over the internet and get with some planners, and we're going to get this out. So take notes, pay close attention, and make the most of what we are able to share with you tonight. Mia, without getting specific about any one aspect of it, because we're going to look at it aspect for aspect, give us your overall assessment of those 3 days together without getting into anything specific, just your overall assessment of the virtual reunion. Mia?
I think it was one of the most incredible experiences. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It was one of the most incredible experiences I have as a family. I believe there's a delay. I was really pleased with the conversation together, and that we did it an honest person.
Yeah, that internet's just not doing it.
Yeah, it's chopped up too bad.
Yeah, it's Mia, if you can hear us, the internet is slow or something, and it's chopping up your delivery. Okay, so Kim, we might have to carry that.
All back in.
Yeah, to Chandra. So Kim, without getting specific about any one aspect of it, what was your overall assessment? How would you grade how we made that work, or how it worked?
Well, that was my first time ever participating in a virtual reunion like that. I think it was, like I said, I like it because of the fact that those who wasn't going to make it in person were able to chime in and be a part of it. So we was able to get, I think we had probably 8 or 9 of us on there, if not more than that, which was pretty good to see everybody, and being able to talk to each other and talk about, especially that being, my mama's birthday. It was nice to have everybody to chime in and be able to talk to her. So Tor just put something on there. I met family members I'd never seen before. That was pretty cool. And that's what made it special too. That's a very good point there, Tor. That Madam Producer, that's a very good point. That we had relatives who didn't know each other because it's mama's side of the family and daddy's side of the family, different sides of the family, whatever. We had family members that were able to meet for the first time, and I thought that was pretty cool. Family members who hadn't seen each other since they were small kids, and now they're grown. So now they're able to identify with that person. And the main thing that was important for me, I know for me when I travel the country, I know where family members live, and I've kind of reached out to some of those family members when I go to different parts of the country. I want my kids to be able to do that, to know who their family members are, so they can reach out to, if they're in Rancho Cucamonga, they can reach out to Chandra or Angel or Medela, because they're all right there close by, not 2 of them not being in Rancho Cucamonga. But it's just important to know where your relatives are when you go somewhere and visit, to know that you got relatives there. And I personally think that reunion kind of opened those doors up to the relatives who didn't know each other, to know that they do have relatives all across this country. And when you go visit certain places, you can say hello to them, maybe even pop in on them. So
It was also, that's a great point that you're making, that it was intergenerational. It was booked as a cousins reunion. One of our cousins in California, we just gotten word that as soon as she can get stably located, she's going to be joining on with us. But it was intergenerational, Kim. It was really for the second. It was for we cousins. I think there's 17 of us. The offsprings of we never met our grandfather. Charlie Henry Hazel's and help me with grandmother's full name. Willie and Willie Ophelia Hazel.
Willie Ophelia Hazel.
Yes, Willie Ophelia Hazel. The offsprings, and of course he passed before any of us were on the scene. He passed when our mother was a senior in high school, and Mia's mother was just a baby, so she never knew him. But it was built for the cousins. Now that generation above us, they have 3 living members: our mother, Mia's mother, and the Mia's next sibling. I mean, Aunt Patricia's, Mia's mother's next sibling, the one slightly older than her. So you have the oldest of 8, and then you have the last 2 that are remaining. Ironically, 3 of the 5 girls, and so we're all close. But it was meant for us to celebrate each other, this generation. But you made an interesting point, Kim, about, hey, and Toya was a part of it, Kimberly was a part, Dozie on the video, and I don't think we're going to be able to get that up because the producer's having issues with the weather. But the video that we had of the reunion itself, he's standing right next to me so he could be on camera. And then, so 3 of my kids, you had your 2 kids were on, and I just think it was just an awesome opportunity, like you say, to meet each other. Now
one of my kids was on it.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. So
the only one. I'm trying to get 2 of them on it tonight, though.
Okay, all right, that'll be great. And that was, what was so good about that? That warmed my heart. Christian and Toya, and all of the kids being on, because they really got to know their cousins and know about them, and their cousins got to know about them. During the course of a week, I prayed for every last one of my family members on both sides of my family. And in some cases, I know that one of my first cousins has 3 children, and I think 2 of them are boys and 1 a girl. But this reunion helped me to know that, because one of the things that happened was that the California crew put together a family list, and put together, so everything we had was, and I'm answering questions, so I'm doing. So we had a list of every cousin, every first cousin, and their children and spouses, if applicable. So it gave me a chance to know names and to know, okay, she has a daughter that's married. One of his sons is going to, and in fact, one of the things that was going on, one of our older cousins, Paul Hazel Jr., was going out to Oregon to take his oldest daughter to school. So that's an experience we both had. So he was unable to join us, but he would peek in or call to see how things were going. So those were the kinds of things that really made this a great experience, a good experience. So
I can remember we traveled out to Cali to Aunt Naomi's funeral, and I met some cousins that I hadn't really met before. And just being able to see them, and then when we tuned in for the virtual reunion, of course, they were all able to tune in again, and it's just good just to stay in touch with those people. We stay in touch through text. So we got this family text, about it, those that all the cousins are on, but we kind of always shouting each other out on that. But it's just good to put a face with it, so.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead, and we're getting the show. We got our surprise guest. Oh gosh, we're at the halfway point already. Our surprise guest is in the wings, and I may have to ask you to just carry it for a second or two where I can get the surprise guest signed in. We did it early without any problem. But let's go into some of the things that we were going to talk about. So we had it structured it was primarily Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And each night we had a different color scheme, which I thought was pretty cool. You remember any of those colors, Kill?
I think I remember a purple and an orange, if I remember correctly. I think purple or orange, yeah.
Yeah, so that Friday night, I think we were wearing black, and that Saturday we were wearing the orange, and then Sunday was the purple and gold. Okay. I think that was kind of in respect to the honoree who was the matriarch of the family. So as I was looking back, and I see the producers working to get that film up, as I look back, okay, so Mia said, yeah, it allowed us to connect with family members intergenerationally that we had not been involved with. So that was the one thing that we had structured, but we also had done programming that it was going to be virtual. So let's just share the first night's programming. Kim, if you would pitch in and elaborate. That first night, we had just a go around. It was like a Brady Bunch format on Zoom. And I noticed one time there was 17 of us. And everybody just went by and introduced themselves. You remember any of that, Kim? And any of the
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so my question, if the ladies were able to sign on or be with us, was what are some other ways, or how could that be done more creatively? You know, is there signing on? Is there introducing themselves? How can we make that a creative way of signing on? That was pretty much the gist of that Friday night's format. How could we really make that fun and creative? Can you think anything right up here? Anybody who's watching, chip in, and Linda, Fern, Kim, Mia, I'm sorry, I need to kick in and just tell us some ways that was that we could make that, instead of just saying, hi, I'm Dozie and da-da-da-da. How could we have made that more creative? And what could we have done with that?
I mean, I don't know what else we could have done with it. I mean, we went around and everybody's face was shown, you know, and you just introduce yourself, you know. So I don't know what else you could have really done with that to make it more creative than what it was. So.
What about if the person introduced themselves and they either dressed up as one of their heroes or came on as one of their heroes? Say they came, okay, let me just pick Dr. J. All right. So what if I came on and say, hi, I'm 6'7", I won one NBA championship, and then at the very end say I was known as the doctor, and see how many people could, you know, and I'm really at a reach to grab that. But if we had just our hero, and then after we kind of shared that and joked about that as a family, we came on and said, okay, so yeah, I'm Dozie, but Julius was one of my serious heroes. So is that something that could have made it interesting? And we know, particularly for the family that we did not know, you know, that we were just kind of introducing ourselves. Like you see, you just met some cousins in 2018 in Aunt Naomi's services. You know, we can know, I know who they like. I know who their fans are. You know, who their heroes are. What do you think about that, Kill?
George just chimed in and said, you know, could introduce through a special talent or something. That probably would have been more, whatever would have been interesting to me, you know, doing it that way more so than, I mean, I you know, that would have been an interesting way to do it to me.
Okay, Mia, tell us about Mia. I think Mia has a very...
Mia says, share an interesting fact that family may not know about you, which is also a great way to do it. I think we played a game or something like that, similar to that later on. Might not have been during the intro, but, you know, some certain things about each other that we shared, so...
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Yeah, we did that family thing, that game. But that's good, because some of that stuff may not have been of the fact that was used in the game. That would have been a very creative way to introduce ourselves. So we did that introduction the first night, and in the Detroit crew just shared with us some of the things about Detroit with all of its interest in Motown history and so forth. And it made for a good night. We were only on, about an hour and a half, Kim?
Yeah.
About an hour and a half or something like that. So yeah, that worked out real well. Listen, we're gonna do we're gonna pay a bill or two here, and then we're going to move into our normal weekly segment, and then we'll be back on to talk about the reunion. Listen, Dialogue with Dozie is brought to you every Monday night by GoGigaCreations.com. It's GoGigaCreations.com, and we have mad love for them always in all of your virtual needs. They're standing by to very professionally. You see how this show is produced. You see how our church services are produced. Very professionally produced and do an outstanding job. That's GoGigaCreations.com. Let's go to our normal halfway segment tonight. Tonight, I think it might be Ding Dog or something. Let's go to it. Okay, Madam Producer, are we able to upload that? No, that's the wrong tape. It's the Ding Dog. Let's hold on for that. Let's pull that, please, ma'am. Let's pull that. We're struggling tonight. We're gonna make it though. It's the uploaded version that we've done. If it doesn't, we'll do something else.
Dang dog. Tonight is the worldwide leader in sports catching a dang dog. ESPN, what y'all doing up there? In your most recent public relations fiasco, it's been announced that Max Kellerman is being taken off of First Take. Now the messiness is continuing as details have emerged that it's Stephen A. Smith who's actually pushing this. Dang dog. Now with mad love and respect for Max, he never should have been there. In a sports debate show, he's nowhere near a match for the rudeness that Stephen A. Smith has meted out over the last 5 years. Dang dog, you had the right guy. He was Smith's equal in every way. His name was Will Kane. Dang dog, you not only blew the call on First Take, but you lost him from the whole network to that dreaded right-wing propaganda junk known as Ox News. Dang dog, you got to get this replacement thing right. Now there's Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark will match you word for word, intensity, intelligence, and everything. He'll be impactful and meet you in every way, Stephen A. Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson brings that basketball perspective. He's an overall well-versed cat, and he too will meet you in every word. He won't back down. Nick Wright. Now, if Nick can ever get that subservient role he started out over on Fox News, Fox Sports playing, to Chris Carter, he has the facts, he has the intensity, he has everything to match you, Stephen A. He won't be intimidated, he'll be great. And of course, there's Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. You really don't want to face him every day in a sports debate show. Perk will bring raw energy, raw language, everything will be raw, but he'll match you word for word and his facts will be there. Now, ladies, I didn't forget about you. I'm still looking for a lady who could match Stephen A.'s rudeness and sarcasm. I wouldn't want to subject any lady to that without them being able to match him. I know you're out there. I'm still looking. Dang dog, worldwide leader, what's going on up there? You just messed up again this week. How could you let Rachel Nichols go and then come back and take the jump off of the air? Dang dog, it was about the Maria Taylor issue. Don't you think you punished her enough? You kept her off of the NBA Finals pregame show. Now, ESPN, get this thing right. You got a great young talent over there, Malika Andrews. Make her the network's face as a host of a creatively named NBA daily show like the jump was. Get this thing right. Dang, dog. Worldwide leader. I've been one of your best fans since you began in 1979. But I will be nice the next time if we have to bring you back to the dialogue. It won't be dang dog. It'll be, are you serious?
Well, that's your weekly dang dog from Dozie. So, are we gonna have the cousins come on tonight like we did in the reunion, or?
You know, this weather's kind of whacking everything out. Let's deal with Fern's question first. Our mystery guest is here. Let's deal with Fern's question, Kim.
All right, Fern's comment is, was this through Facebook or YouTube that was interactive? I am my O'Quinn's point of contact, I think of contact, what it's trying to say. I recently have not had a family reunion, primarily because my generation is older and hoping our younger generation will pick up the mantle and heist the reunion, whether live or virtual. So her question, I guess, is her question was this face? Did we do our virtual viewing through Facebook or YouTube, or how did we do it? So, and Mia's comment, we did it through Zoom. So that was different to answer your question. It was done through Zoom.
It was strictly Zoom, so that we could, because Facebook is very, very cautious with music or videos or stuff like that. So we knew there were no restrictions on Zoom, Fern. And it wasn't for the world, like hopefully this show is attracting thousands of guests and it will one day. It wasn't for the world. It was just the intimacy of our family. And so that's how it was. Listen, I'm kind of just throwing out the ideas by going through by going night by night. So that Friday night was the introduction, and we did the introduction, and we did the Michigan group gave us a good history of Motown, which was very entertaining. That they lived there most of their lives, and a couple of moves away, but they knew, and you all know how well connected Janet is, and Peter was the athlete, so they were able to share a whole lot of facts, and it was a good entertainment piece for opening night. That Saturday night is when we actually played the game, and we kind of made the game up. I'm sure it's a variation of it out there. It's called Who Am I? And so what we all did, if you remember, Kim, we threw facts to I think the California crew had put it together, and Mia, that was her night, North Carolina hosted that Saturday night. By the way, each night a group of cousins, primarily by location, was a host for that night. So that Saturday night, California put together the game, I think, Who Am I? And compile of questions, and Mia hosted that night. So I think we had a video she was about to show. I sent 2 videos, and one of the videos was an outline, and Fern it was lined up on Zoom. Had a label, Hazel's Cousins Family Reunion, and it would show the first part, which was a question, and the question might be. Let's just so one we all know. I'm a retired police. They weren't this easy, but I'm a retired police officer. I'm also retired as a security officer for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, where everybody knew that was Kim. But that's kind of the order of the questions. And it was like in our Brady Bunch format, it was like first come, first serve, answer the question. And so we just went down there. And it was about 20 questions, and it was fun because we really, in an entertaining way, had the opportunity to learn about each other even further. And I just thought that was pretty awesome. What was your remembrance of that game, Kim?
I remember. Hey, Lisa, we got Lisa Klein tuning in. Glad to see Lisa on with us. She works with us with D2C. She volunteers with us through D2C. You met Lisa Dozie down in Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, she's joining in with us. Lisa's first time joining us, so glad to see her. But my memory from that was just being the competitive person that I was, just trying to win. We were asking questions, just trying to be the competitive person that I was. I think Janice answered several of them. Everybody was chiming in. It was a competitive game that night. We all were trying to win. So I don't remember who won, but it was just a fun, some fun competition between families. So
yeah, Yeah, it was entertaining and fun, but again, it gave us that it was a forum for us to get to know each other, it was kind of cool how that worked out, how we did that, and I occupied a great part of that Saturday night. That was the night that had we been together, we were gonna travel to one of the South Florida locations, either Key West or we're going to do the Miami Beach thing. Now, the other thing that we did on Saturday night, Kim, was I know Morgan and Mariah, Mia's daughters, put together what we call a Hazel family legacy video. And it kind of covered all three generations. We're just going to show you a snippet of it, but it started out, of course, with the grandparents, and then it profiled the 8 siblings, and it was a lot of black and white. Excuse me. There's a lot of, I know I can't get excited, so I need to settle myself down. There was a lot of, there were a lot of still pictures, and some in black and white, but the way they had them listed and playing, and with the music in the background, it was real nice. So, Madam Producer, we could just throw up a second of that legacy video. That would be much appreciated. We can just see that video on now, and so we looked at that Saturday night.
Let's take a look at the family. In the family, the father is like the head, the leader, dominating, showing love, guidance for everyone else in the family. Get all the fathers of the world to stand up and be fathers. That would be great. We have mothers who are
And of course it was as the first of our reunion was the cousins, our generation. We made that a real intergenerational video, starting with the grandparents, and we didn't see that, but that's the very beginning of it, and working on down to our children, so the third generation. There's an African proverb that anywhere we travel, we're carrying 2 generations with us: the previous generation and the one under us, the one to come. What were your remembrances of that, Kim?
Just, I mean, the video, the legacy video showed some of our relatives that have gone on. Uncle Sam was the first one, and then they showed Aunt Naomi. Relatives that had I won't say recently left us, but had gone on to glory, and just it went from them to just showing other generations, So
Yeah. Well, again, that was an informative piece for some of our family members, particularly our children, the next generation. That was informative. And if you remember on the video clip, they had on the side, it showed us and our reactions to it. And for some of us, those were pictures we had never seen, and others it was pictures that we were seeing for it was a remembrance picture. So it was just really good. What is Fern saying, Kim? I see she's
did Toria Glenn put the photos and video together? She's asking if Toria was the one who put that video together. I think the one on West Coast relatives put that together. Or you said
no?
I think daughters did, right?
Yeah, that was Mia's daughters.
Yeah,
because they had in what was it, about 2016, when Uncle Sam left us, they did a very nice video tribute to him at that Sunday night. I mean, at that the night when we came and did a remembrance dinner. They had a very nice video for him, and they did it, and it was their night, of course, to host the show. So that were
Those are relatives there in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Fern, and they that's where the funeral was, because that's where my mom's family is from, and so that's where, you know, a lot of the family members. So some of them end up going back there for burial and all, you know. But that's where Uncle Sam was. That's where he had his funeral there in Winston-Salem, and that's where Mia's daughters lived, so they were able to put that together.
So the thing, staying with the mind of education, what time slapping us upside the head, staying with education. Afterwards, we processed the film and kind of talked about it, and of course for some of us it was you know it was emotional. Uncle Harold had just been buried that Tuesday, and we saw the film that Saturday night, and he was one of the first ones we saw on this clip that we saw. So it gave us a chance to share emotions, and it gave us a chance to process our history. Some of us never knew anything about, you know, our grandfather, who was gone before most of us got here, and some had a very limited knowledge of our grandmother. And so it gave us a chance to just go up and down and just talk about. And I think it kind of set the stage, Kim, you tell me, for us to kind of, even though we're beyond middle age, most of us, it gave us a chance for us to talk about where we want to go and some of the things we want to do in life based on what has already been set. The table has been set in front of us. So it was processing that took place after that. Me and Sam, we requested pictures from all of the family members to put that together. Everybody sent in pictures digitally, and they put it together and do a great job. You saw the music family reunion. Could have been anything. Could have been a faster piece. It could have been a more touchy-feely piece, slower piece in the background. But that was the one that we enjoyed, and so it was a culminating for that Saturday night. I think looking at that video, just seeing all of our family members beyond the previous generation, us, and then the ones that our children. There were a lot of videos. I saw pictures of you and your children that I hadn't seen before, and that was awesome. Just seeing that connection there.
One thing it was for me. It was what you just said, to show some pictures of our kids that hadn't met none of their other relatives yet, and all. The chance for them to see each other. Of course, we did the live Zoom thing where they could talk to each other, but just the pictures just to reflect on was nice to me. It had some pictures of Dozie in it that was, you know, Dozie's no longer here with us anymore. It had some pictures of Dozie in the video, and also they were able to meet their cousin or see their cousin, even though they never got a chance to meet him. They were able to at least see their cousin, you know, or see him since he was a kid to the time he had grown up to be a man. So, you know, all that was I think that was kind of important as well. So it just got a chance for us to reunite with each other, man. That was big for me. I'm all about family. And I like I said, I just love the fact that my kids can meet with Angel, Chandra, and anybody who's got kids on the West Coast, anywhere in this country. Out their kids can get to meet our kids and everything, and they can, you know that they're cousins and know that they have family in those different cities and all. I think it's very important. I take a trip with 3 guys from work that I work for called Four Horsemen, and we go different places throughout the country. We go somewhere and catch a football game every year, and when we go catch that football game, we always end up, you know, Gilly, one of the guys, one of the Four Horsemen, he has relatives, and literally everywhere we go, he got relatives. And he reach out to them, and they're very, very close. And I've always been amazed at that. We've been doing it for 22 years, and for 22 years, we've been traveling to different places. Gilly has relatives that he's close to, and he calls them up, and they invite us over like they've been knowing us all our lives. We get there, and they treat all 4 of us, the 3 of us that are not related to them, like we've been knowing them all their life, man. I mean, we're at the house eating, and they're cooking breakfast for us. They're doing all kind of stuff for us. So, I mean, it's just important for family to get to know each other. And not just know each other, but that closeness that only a family can have. So, you know, I think it's important.
Well, I just Because we know Wendy is probably grandmother of the year, and you're grandfather of the year. You're Papa, right?
Yeah, they call me Papa. Yeah, Papa.
Yeah, so it's just absolutely awesome how the commitment, dedication, family. So that Friday night, which was going to be a do your own thing in Orlando day, we turned it into an introductory thing virtually, and Janice and the Detroit contingent gave us a good update on Detroit. And then that Saturday we played the game Who Am I, where we kind of got to really know each other a little bit more in an entertaining fashion. And then it was a carryover from the introduction from Friday night. And then we did the legacy video. We did the video and we played the game, the Who Am I game. And it was just a very connecting piece. And one of the things, if you do a virtual video, try not to have dead time. Try to keep it moving, have the activities well coordinated. And it doesn't have to be all night. An hour and a half or 2 hours is perfectly. You can get a lot of stuff done as we did on that night. So Sunday was very special. It was the culminating day of the reunion, and of course, I still have my obligation is preaching to my ministry. So all cousins that wanted to sign on to Facebook or YouTube had that opportunity to join us in worship that Sunday, and then that Sunday evening, let's bring on our surprise guest and talk about Sunday evening, and we get ready to get out of here. Mama.
Hello.
Hey, Ma.
Hello.
How are you?
Huh?
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How's everybody?
Everybody's good, Ma. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine, just fine. How's everybody else doing?
We all good.
I'm surprised.
So she's a surprise guest. Sunday evening, we culminated. God just worked it out that it was her birthday is August the 12th, and we met, I think it was August the 8th and 9th and 10th. That Sunday evening, all of the cousins joined in when we did a surprise birthday for Mother, who came down. Mama came down from Jackson. Anthony brought her down from Jacksonville under the something. Let her tell you about the surprise. And we just had a great time. So, Mama, just take a few minutes and tell us about your surprise. That was her 90th birthday. Now she's gonna get us for spilling the beans on that. But how about the surprise? Tell us about the whole setup, Mama.
Oh, it was a great surprise. I didn't know it was all of that. Dozie had asked me in advance what was my favorite a meal. What is my favorite meal? And I told him baked chicken, collard greens, and cornbread, and what else did I say? Rice, I think. And so that Sunday, Anthony and I were debating where I wanted to go, but I didn't want to. I wasn't going to drive. I was not going to drive by myself. And so he drove me down. We got there.
Mark, can I get you just lean back a little bit because you're leaning into the camera and it's cutting off part of your face. Lean back a little bit, everybody can see that pretty face. So
is this better?
That's a little better, yes, ma'am. Look like your camera's just low or something, but don't go back too far because it's cutting it back off. I should have interrupted. Go ahead, carry on. I'm sorry.
Is this all right now?
It's still cutting the bottom part of your face off. We see just the bottom part of the top of your face. So that's better where you are now. If you move your hand, we can see your face. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, we decided we drive on down, and got there, and birthday pictures and things. Oh, it was beautifully decorated, most beautifully. I wish I had pictures to show you, but it was very beautiful. And they kept saying, and it was raining that afternoon. So they kept saying, well, we'll go. It'll probably stop raining. We're supposed to be there. I think it was 4 o'clock to where I thought we were going. And I noticed some people were still dressed, like they would be just lounging at home. And I thought, oh, this must be a very informal place. And I kept waiting. So finally, someone knocked at one of the doors. And so Dozell made it sound real like it was true. He said, and Dozie was supposed to be here and bring his family. And he's not even here. And that was Dozie at the door, but we didn't know it. So when the door opened, there was Dozie and his wife and 3 little kids. And then they all sang happy birthday. And I knew what was going on then, while everybody was just, dressed very relaxed and all. And oh, it was great. There were Dozell's 3 children, all 3 of my boys, Dozell, Anthony, and Kim. Wendy, of course, was there, and Donna, that's Kim's wife. And who else was there? Oh, Kim.
Chris, Chris,
Oh, yeah, Christian wasn't there. Christian and her family, I wish they had been there, but they weren't there. Kimberly was there, her husband, and their three children. It was 3, so that 3 children. And so as I said, they sang birthday, and then this gentleman brought in the food. The food was catered in, just what I had said was catered in. And so we ate, and they sang happy birthday, and it was great. It was a moment in my life that I'll never forget. And so it was, all I can say, it was great. I appreciated it. And I have my decorations. They had the big thing on the wall, my birthday, and pictures, I believe, were on it. But anyway, it was the most beautiful occasion. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know that I could ever have an occasion like that again, but it was great. Yes, indeed.
Could you tell Kim how the units were set up? Give our viewers an idea how it was set up, if you remember, and how we were able to keep Mama from knowing what was going next door and so forth. And tell them a little bit about the caterer.
Well, what happened? We had 2 rooms side by side with connecting doors, of course. You and Wendy was in one room, and Donna and I was in the other room. And we told Mama that we were going to take her out to dinner. And you was waiting. You had in the room. You told her you was waiting for somebody to come over so we can head to dinner. Of course, when that person came to the door, Dozie and them came to the door. It was the sing had the shout happy birthday and all. We came through the side door, and we had all the relatives from all over the country. I think were on a Zoom call waiting to tell her happy birthday and all. So it was. I think Mama was surprised. That was the whole thing to surprise her. I think it surprised her, but we just wanted to show the love her being the matriarch of the family. Now we want her to know that that the family loves her, and I think it worked out pretty good. I think things went pretty well as planned. The surprise went as planned, and the caterer was actually, I called him my brother, Daryl Henderson. Daryl Henderson, Dad and our dad were best friends. At one point, they were like best friends, and they drove us. They had the same cars and everything. I can remember Daddy had an Opel, Mr. Henderson had an Opel. Daddy had that Buick Unlimited. Mr. Henderson had the same Buick Unlimited, but they shared some of the same cars. But Daryl worked at the Police Athletic League and was able to reach him. He does catering now, and I was able to reach out to him. He lives in Orlando, so he was more than happy to come and donate all the food free of charge because of who it was. I mean, he looks up to Mama. Both of his parents are gone now, and he wanted to do it just to honor Mama because of the love that we've had for each other as a family, their family and our family. So, Mama, I don't know if you see it, but you got Janice saying hi, Aunt Emmanuel. You had Kristen saying, hey, Grandmama. You had Mia saying, hey, Aunt Emmanuel. You have different relatives that are speaking to you through messaging on here, just to let you know, Mom. Lisa Klein and Fern both saying how beautiful our mother is, and just you got a lot of people that are saying hello to you right now. So
It was great. Yes, indeed.
Did you hear what I just said, Mom?
No, I was just saying, oh, it was great. It was really
No,
great.
I'm
And
asking,
look,
did you hear me saying that all the people were speaking to you? You got Troy speaking to you, Janice, Mia, Kristen, all those people are speaking to you, and also two friends of ours, Dozie and I, Fern and Lisa Klein, they're all saying hello to you.
yeah.
I don't think she hears me.
Mama, can you hear us?
I didn't hear that. Let me get a little closer.
Well,
Now, what?
yeah, Kim was just telling you that your oldest granddaughter, Toya, our producer, said, "Hi, Mom." Janice and Mia both say hi, Anna Emmanuel, and Christian say hi, grandmother. And two of our dear followers on the show, Lisa and Fern, said hello and spoke of how beautiful our mother is.
Oh, goodness. Oh, well, I can say it was the most enjoyable occasion. And I don't think I've had one that's any more enjoyable. I loved it. And I'm keeping all my mementos. I have them all folded up together. And there were some gold, uh, uh, little things around. Oh, it was beautiful. The wall was covered with this large birthday uh, picture, and it was just beautiful. I can't describe it. It was so beautiful and so enjoyable. And I still thank everybody who did anything to help make it. And what a surprise. Thank God for it. Thank God for all of you.
Well, we
This time,
fought
Oh,
hard
my
to make
I
that
pandemic
got
came on.
surprise.
to raise a glass to you, Mama. We love you. I know that's not the end of the show, but I got to raise a glass to you and tell you how much we love you. I think I can speak for the entire family on this. From all our kids, Dozell's kids, my kids. I can speak from the V3, Dozell, Anthony, and I, and all our cousins from Cali, Detroit, North Carolina, anywhere else that I may have missed. All our cousins, we all love you. This is a toast. I'm raising it to you. We love you.
We love you, Ma. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ma. That's Toya talking to you.
I wish I could be there and just hug each one of you. I really thank you for being on. Appreciate it, and I love you. And I
Thank,
saw a
thank you.
young man that just showed a picture. He, his picture was showed on. I don't know who that was. Was that uh Angel's son?
Yeah, I have that video, Mama.
Oh,
I
you
have it.
didn't probably see the picture that
I
I
can send
saw.
that to you.
Some
Yes, I can
young.
forward that to you.
Speaking of Angel's son, we was watching something. Donna was watching something on the internet last night, and he was started. We want to start, but he was in the movie. You know, he's acting, and he was in one of the movies that she was watching. She called and said, "Hey, hold up!" She rolled it back. Say, "Hey, what's your cousin that has a son that's acting?" And showed up. Sure enough, it was him. Antoine was in the picture, so pretty neat seeing him in different things. His career is growing, so.
Mama, we're about to sign off, Mama, but shout outs to your parents, uh, to you and your siblings, and to our generation. What we're trying to carry on a succession of achievers and people that bring glory to God and make a contribution to society. So Antoine is just one of that generation. Toya produces our show and many others. She has some big projects. You have daughters, the granddaughters are psychologists, entrepreneurs, and I don't want to miss out on anybody. Christian has that psychology degree, and she works with the public defender's office. Just across the board, just a group of achievers, and it started with what you all have embedded in us. You have any closing comments, Mom?
Huh?
Do you have any closing comments?
Uh, Thank you again for everything. Thank everybody. And hello, Antoine. I didn't. Someone was talking, but hello, everyone. I love each of you, and come see me when you can.
Well, thank you, Mama. Thank you for being our surprise guest tonight.
Oh, it was a pleasure. It was a real pleasure.
Good night, Ma. I'll be by tomorrow to see you.
Okay, God bless all of you, and call me sometime and come to see me sometime.
All right, love you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. All right. Love you, Mom. KB, how do you see tonight? We got through some.
Man,
so let's just
it's
again, before we go to that, if you're doing a virtual reunion, that opening night, you want to do you want to do what you would normally do in a reception. You want to do an introductory piece. If you got some fun stuff to throw in that, great. That next night, have a family game. We did Who Am I, but any game that can be interactive, that will keep everybody's interest. Have a nice game. Have a nice legacy video of the family that everybody can get to know all about the family, even the original origins of family, and all the way down to the youngest. Make that video as contemporary as possible. And you won't always get a chance to celebrate a 90th birthday. That was just a gift that God gave us of the matriarch as we did. But there could be birthday celebrations for the past year. There's so many ways. If you could do it with a spiritual service that Sunday morning together, you can do that virtually or all sign on. Find ways to culminate it and make it original and make it entertaining, make it engaging, so that the next time it can be done like that. Now, we didn't have a virtual reunion this year, but what we are going to do somewhere over in October, September, or early October, we're going to come together one night for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and just speak to each other and say hello. KB, how do you see it, man?
I think, and one thing I was thinking about, one thing you could do as the game night is do a family feud. You can make East Coast versus West Coast or North versus South, however you want to put it together. You can mix your teams up, do it however you feel like you want to do it. But have like a family feud, and you know, it could be questions. All the questions could be pertaining to family issues. I won't say issues, but family traditions or whatever the case may be in the family. Or you could make it just like Family Feud. Just have a regular, you know, different questions that you ask. You know, I know it's surveys and all that, but that on the actual Family Feud show. But you can, you know, fix it up however you need to fix it to make it fit your need. But I just think that the whole virtual family, I enjoyed it. I'm not technical. I'm not one of these tech savvy people. I'm just not. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to all that. But I really enjoyed talking to all my family members on you know, on the Zoom call, and us all coming together and just meeting and greeting and talking. And like I said, the fun thing for me was my kids meeting my relatives my cousins on the West Coast meeting their kids, and all us just getting to know each other. I'm big on family. I thought that was very important. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Definitely enjoyed Mama being able to come on. Of course, Mama's not. She's like me, I'm like her. I guess I'll say I'm not. She's not into the internet and all that as well. So, but she was able to come on and talk to her relatives. Her being older, she's not into traveling right now, doing a lot of traveling because of COVID. But yet, still, she was able to still see and talk to her relatives, her cousins, and they were able to talk to her. And with her being the matriarch of the family, they were able to say things to her and tell her how they appreciate it, because those are all her siblings. There was 8 of them, and all our cousins that were on this particular call mostly were the siblings from her brothers and sisters. So they were happy to see their aunt, and it was good. It was just a good reunion. It was fun. It was entertaining. But mostly for me, it was just great. My family all being together like that. Like I said, the good part about it is people who normally wouldn't come to a live reunion, they were able to do it virtually. So it's some definite advantages doing the Zoom reunions. I recommend them.
Thanks, bro. Listen, as I see it, we kind of got lightning in a bottle. As KB mentioned earlier, a virtual reunion gives everybody an opportunity to participate. Now, we're not trying to say that there's ever going to be a substitute for being able to press flesh. But my suggestion is, if you're actually able to have an in-person reunion, make sure it's worth it to invest in a videographer, so those who can't make it can participate virtually, can see what's going on and get a feel for what's going on. That was just Tim has expressed everything I would say about the greatness of the closeness, the coming together of family. There's nothing like family. And we just had, God just gave us an absolute blessing by letting us culminate it by celebrating. Happens to be our mother, but it was the matriarch of the family's 90th birthday, a monumental birthday. So as I see it, there's no reason for you not to have reunions annually. You got the Varner brothers now that can consult you to pull it together. God has made it possible through this technology that we can touch when we can't really touch. So pull together, be that family, be close, and take advantage of all of this stuff that's out there. To our cousins who were having difficulties getting on tonight, Mia, you fought valiantly. We love you. Chandra, we love you for even being ready to adjust your schedule as you were. You know you'll be back on. She does these blankets for people that are terminally ill off times. Our family is just contributors. And as I see it is that God blessed us with the lineage of family that know how to be blessings to other people. I just leave it at that. Next week, I be at fault. GoGiggleCreations.com, our producer, our daughter, his niece, fought through weather issues to bring us on tonight that existed until 8 o'clock. We certainly appreciate GoGiggleCreations.com. Appreciate your efforts tonight, Toya. We love you and thank you. Next week, we hope to have Mr. Robert Green back on, who was the survivor and a hero of Tim and I of Hurricane Katrina. And hope we can get some of those pictures that he had that showed the devastation. Listen, we're out. Dialogue with Dozie comes your way Monday nights at 8 o'clock. KB, thanks for being with us tonight, man. I know you got a busy schedule. Thank you for making it. We made it tonight.
Right. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good week.
Bless you, my brother.
Right. And Janice, if you will Google UL Washington, the name U, the initial U, initial L, and then Washington, you'll see what you won't see what toothpick, but he and I started doing this back when I was in 8th grade together. He played for the Kansas City Royals.
Man, I didn't have a heart to ask her to come on because she hosted this show for us last week, and I just didn't have the heart. But we know she's a contributor either way. She kept contributing. So bless you, Janice. We love you. Love you guys. Thank you, Fern. Thank you, Lee. Linda, we love you.